Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 4 of our class. We are on the second half of the whole course. It's been going by really quickly. So in week 3, we talked about how to be an effective communicator. We talked about different kinds of characteristics of communication. And I think everybody did a great job of sharing situations where once you have a chance to think about it, maybe we could have done something else to be more proactive in that situation. And I think we had a lot of great applications as to how that could look in an early learning classroom. We also had an assignment this week about developing classroom rules. I'm in the process of grading all of those, but I hope you found it very, very helpful to really think about classroom rules as a proactive strategy and about how you can really be working with young children to develop those rules. So, week 4, we're going to be talking about the causes of positive and negative behavior. So, one of the things that's just one of the basic concepts here is that all children are going to have behaviors that we might not like. And that's part of growing up. So some behavior is very positive, and they're the developmentally appropriate behaviors that we want kids to have. But there are also some negative behaviors that, while they are still developmentally appropriate, we really don't want to see children doing those behaviors. And I think one of the best examples I can give with toddlers, so I know we have a few infant toddler teachers, biting. Biting is certainly not a behavior we want to see from young children, but developmentally, young children do sometimes bite instead of using their words. So just to sort of frame what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about temperament, about sort of how we end up being the person that we are now. And we're going to be talking about the causes of positive and negative behavior. So I'm going to ask that you read chapter 9 in your textbook, which is the fundamental causes of positive and negative behavior. And then there are some supplemental materials that I hope you have a chance to review. There is a great TED Talk about child temperament, one about challenging behavior, and one that is classroom management tips for positive consequences. So, and that you'll be hearing directly from a kindergarten teacher. So this week, we are going to have our discussion, which is going to be to reflect on your temperament or the temperament of a young child and really talk about how either your temperament or the child's temperament influences how either you or they interact with the world. So really either do some reflecting on a child or certainly on yourself. I would suggest that you make sure you have a really solid definition in your mind of what temperament is as you do that assignment. We're also going to be talking about bullying. So I'm going to ask you to use the learning materials from week 4 and also select either 3 articles or videos on bullying as it relates to early childhood. Make sure that you use APA format and cite the references or articles or videos in your paper or your video. You can do a one-page sheet. So either the paper would be in APA format or do a 5 to 7 minute video with a written reference page. And really think about, as a teacher, how you can integrate different kinds of proactive strategies to help children understand what bullying behavior is and also what you can do proactively to prevent these kind of behaviors in your classroom. And then also, we're going to talk about planning for better behavior. And I'd like you to describe a specific child and a negative behavior that they demonstrate. If you are using a real child, make sure that you don't give me their real name because we want to protect their privacy. So make up another name for them or call them child X. And then describe the behavior in detail. What is it you actually see of the behavior? So for example, Bobby throws himself on the ground and spits and kicks. This happens for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. He's yelling and screaming. And this typically happens when I ask him to do something. And then I want you to develop a plan based on what you think the function of the behavior is. So why do you think the child is doing what they're doing? And one of the key concepts for this is that remember that a child's behavior always has meaning. Children always have a reason for what they're doing, and it's up to us to figure out what need is being met by that behavior. So those are our assignments for this week. As always, if you need to get a hold of me, send me an email. I will get back to you usually within the hour. If we need to set up a time to talk, I will certainly make time for that. And I look forward to a great discussion this week. Week 3 discussion was fabulous. I love that a lot of people started the discussion early, and we really got to have a very rich, deep discussion. So let's try for that for week 4 too. And I will see all of you during the module. Have a great week. Bye-bye.